All right, they're in.
What's up, sports world? This the WTP Sports Dudes coming to you live on this Tuesday evening. We got some of the guys coming in right now. Let's get them on screen. Uh, I got Rob with me of the WTP Sports Dudes. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good, man. Listen, man. This prayer had my blood boiling today, bro. Listen. But we here. I'm here. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Nah, facts. What's good with post game? We got post game, but a post game 86 show. What's up, fam? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, I just wanted to say shout out to Parlay Poe, man. We with you, brother. And
Facts.
on another note, for those watching, if you want to hear some of this GAME, say post player water, would you sprinkle me? Sprinkle me, Rob.
Hey man, we got SEC Sean up in the building as well, man. Of the SEC Sean podcast, man. How you doing, Sean?
Trying to figure out whatever's going to come out of post game's mouth every time he pop on here because I just never know how he's going to roll this out.
Y'all know I'm FanDuel.
We doing good, FanDuel. We doing good, brother.
That's what's up. Y'all know I'm FanDuel there, man. Hey, we doing it a little different today. You know, we wasn't able to drop 12 runs to a title, but since the committee doing it like this, we might as well keep this going. I like this little setup. You know what I mean? But shout out to Parlay Poe, man. Please keep him in y'all's prayers. Like post game said, man, he going through a family situation right now. So please make sure y'all just keep y'all him and the family in y'all's prayers, man. While we going through this situation, you know. But shout out to T1 and Level Up Sports 10. I don't know if they're gonna be able to make the show tonight as well. But y'all know we gotta always shout out the guys. Hey man, listen, the committee, they done hit us with a left turn for real, man. What y'all think from the initial, rankings? Y'all want to go down the whole list or how y'all want to do this?
Man, I think the easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is let's start at the top because nothing really cycle too much up top. And then that'll give us more room for discussion as we get further down.
You saying the top like 1 through 5?
Right. That's
All
what I
right,
would think.
let's jump it off. So, like you said, Sean, no movement at the top 5 teams. Do you feel like it should have been? Do y'all feel like it should have been some movement up there? How y'all feel about that?
You could make a case A&M could have jumped Indiana, but I mean, it doesn't. That's fine. I mean, leaving it like it is. Penn State's got some dudes on the team. It ain't like Indiana had a close loss to, I don't know, the Citadel. You know, it ain't like they had a close win against a FCS team or something. So I mean, it was against the Big Ten foe on the road. So that's fine with leaving them there. I'm more happy of what the committee chair had to say as to why they left A&M 3. He said he don't like our defense.
Wow. Yeah, I totally agree, man. I'm fine with the top 4. You can make a case for A&M, but like SEC Sean just said, and a point that I was making the last stream, just because a team is bad as far as their record is concerned, that doesn't mean that they don't have really good, talented players on that squad. So 1 through 4, I'm totally fine with that. If you want to switch out Indiana and A&M, I'm good with that too. But as it is, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm good with the way 1 through 5 looks as well. I mean, I think it's as accurate as it could be. It's same as it was last week. I didn't have no gripes last week, so I can't have no gripes this week. Indiana won a really good game against, I think, a worthy opponent in Penn State at home. So I wouldn't knock them for that. They did what they needed to do to win that game. And every now and then, a quarterback is going to have a game where he is not quite on it. But when he needed to be on it, he was on it. So I like that 1 through 5.
Yeah, I would have switched Indiana and A&M, and it's not because I feel like they just struggle. It's the reasons why. Like I said, um, man, they in a world of trouble, I think, because that left tackle, missing that starting left tackle, and then now being down to your third left guard. I think you got to account for those type of things. Injuries play a part of football, and if you ain't got the guys behind your starters, and you don't have the necessary depth, I feel like you got to take that into account. And I just feel like I keep doubting A&M and SEC Sean's Aggies, and they keep proving me wrong week in and week out. At some point, I got to really look at it and be like, man, this is looking like the second best team in the country. So I will definitely swap them, but they still got time to swap them. Maybe we'll see how that left side of that line for Indiana bowl for the rest of the season, and see. I don't know who they got left on their schedule right off a hand right now, but I don't. I would have thought about switching them right now for real, but they still got time to do it.
The like I said, the biggest thing the committee chair said was A&M's defense. We have questions. We like Indiana's offense and defense better than A&M's right now. And A&M, while yes, they went on the road, they were playing a freshman quarterback. So they didn't give us any credit for that win on the road against a ranked team that they had ranked. So it's cool. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm cool. 3, we're good. Put us at 5. I don't care. Indiana, to your point, Zay, has got Wisconsin and Purdue left.
So Wisconsin got a solid defense though, so we might be able to still get a good read on that left side of the line, because they have a good run defense, I should say. That secondary need a little work. It's not terrible though, so we'll probably be able to still get a read on that line in that Wisconsin game.
Do we know if those two guys are out for the year? Or
I wouldn't be able to tell you, but being down to your third left guard,
yeah,
don't sound too, convincing that them
right.
guys are, So we'll see. 6 through 10, we got 10 Texas, 9 Notre Dame, 8 Oregon, 7 Mississippi, 6 Texas Tech. Texas Tech jumped 2 spots. How y'all feel about this group of teams that they got?
I like it. I think Tech deserved to jump 2 spots. They jumped BYU, who they beat handily, and Mississippi. But I think that's fair. I mean, Mississippi beat the Citadel 49-0, and Texas Tech beat a ranked team ahead of them. BYU beat them like a drum. That's fine. And then Oregon and Notre Dame and Texas, good with all that.
Yeah, I'm with it. I see no problems here. Texas Tech, Mississippi, Oregon, Notre Dame, Texas. I'm loving it. I have 0 problems with it. Texas Tech had a big win. What's that? ND need to go to 7. Pop crazy about the Fighting Irish. Shout out to you, Pop. How you doing? But yeah, those rankings, I have 0 problems with it. Texas Tech is running off at the mouth anyway, so I hope we see them.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with how they're ranked right now, either 10 through 6. I think Texas Tech deserved to, get rewarded for being an undefeated team. And those teams that are behind them right at 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all 1 loss or 2 loss teams. So I think that they should be rewarded and be at that number 6 spot. Um, I'm anxious to see where they're going to land when this thing is all over, said, and done with. If they finish the season undefeated, will they be able to get one of those top 4 spots? So I'll be waiting these next couple of weeks to see how that pans out. But I like 6 through 10.
Yeah. The only thing I can add to it is really I think the committee understands that you can get two different Texas Tech teams, one with their starting quarterback and one without their starting quarterback. And I think that they value this team when Morton is in that lineup. So I ain't got no problems with, really, honestly. I wouldn't have been mad if they was at 5 either. Like, you know what I mean? For real, I wouldn't have been mad if they put them ahead of Georgia, right there in that 5 slot, for real, because that defensive line is ridiculous.
But I think they left them there just because they had an out by leaving them at 6. Because Georgia got Texas this week, so if Texas beats Georgia, that gives them the end to jump them up. So
True that. True that. Now this is where we start getting into the nitty gritty right here. You know what I mean? We got 15 Miami, 14 Vandy, 13 Utah, 12 BYU, 11 OU. Miami will be the highest ranked ACC team that we've seen so far, so that means they'll be in the bracket at this moment. Um, you got Vandy, Utah, BYU, OU, so all these teams will be like the first 4 teams out. How y'all feel about this group of teams right here? Do y'all think they got it right?
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. Man, if I'm looking at that, man, and I'm thinking to myself, the way BYU performed on Saturday, are they? We know they're better than Utah because they beat Utah. I mean, but do you think that they can beat Miami? Do we think they can beat Vanderbilt? I don't know if they can beat either one of those 2 teams, man. But I know they got to put them there because they were undefeated. They only got 1 loss, and they lost to a Texas Tech team that's 6. But I don't see BYU being better than quite a few of those teams that's 11 through 15. But I mean, I understand why they're there.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma, I'm cool with. They got a big game this coming Saturday. BYU, man, Utah. Listen, man, I don't want to be disrespectful towards those teams, man. Those are some good ball clubs, but I mean, seeing 3 out of the Big 12 this high just doesn't sit right with me. I think Vandy. I agree with Rob. I think Vandy and Miami would beat those teams. And you know the ACC is just nasty, man. I guess I would still lean towards Miami if we just talking about hoping they talent would prevail and give them that final push to end the season. As far as talent, when you look at those ACC teams, I guess Miami is the most talented. Vandy, man, with Pavia, man, he can get you a win on any given Saturday. But I don't like the Vandy team much either, outside of their quarterback and their tight end. Their tight end is really good, NFL prospect, but I don't know about those 2 Big 12 teams, man. And to be honest with y'all, I think the way it's gonna shake out, they're not gonna be there for long.
How you think it's gonna shake out, Post? Speak on that.
I don't think BYU and Utah. Well, BYU might. Utah might. You right. Yeah, they might they might win out both of them. Cause I don't think BYU. Well, BYU beat Utah, but I don't think anybody left on their schedule could possibly beat those teams. But they might get jumped if Miami wins out the way they're sitting. They might jump them. Maybe even Vandy. We'll see. But I don't know about. I just don't know about 3 Big 12 teams being that highly ranked. I just don't.
Yeah, I think it is crazy that we got this many Big 12 teams ranked this high. But I still think it's so many people in front that still got big time matchups to where it's still setting up the committee to just only put in 2 of those Big 12 teams. I want to say BYU still plays Cincy. I think I said that last week. So if Cincy can beat BYU, Utah should win the remaining of their games. I don't think they really got nobody left. If Utah win, I think Utah will just slide into the playoffs. If not, if BYU can make it to the Big 12 championship, I think they could just easily put both of those teams into the bracket again, even though it's going to be a rematch between Texas Tech and BYU. Maybe the outcome will be different on a neutral site. But we looking at what, five? Is it 5 SEC teams slotted in the playoff right now? How many is it? 1, 2, 3.
4.
It's all okay. So 4. So I think we looking at the 4-3-2-1 setup with Notre Dame and the group of 5 teams. So I think they right on schedule of kind of how they feel like each conference deserves, how many teams each conference deserves. But I still think it can go either way with the Big Ten and the SEC, because we're gonna see in these rankings it's a whole group of ACC and Big Ten teams. And I just think that it's going to be so much beating up going on the SEC in these last 3 weeks that it can still go either way. It's about how these games and the outcome of these games drop. Miami being 15, I think you seeing the weight of early in the season, a couple of those wins they got, and that's why they had to slot them there, even though they're playing bad. A lot of
Yeah.
teams lost in front of them though. So I mean, what you gonna do with them? Honestly, if they win out, they're in. That's just simple as that. But what's gonna get tricky is that ACC championship. Whoever win that game is in. That's all I know. Whoever win is in, and I don't think it's gonna be nobody else. So it don't even really
Nope.
matter. You got to win the
Wrong.
ACC championship. You think they're
Wrong.
gonna get 2?
Nope. I think they get 1, and I think it's Miami.
Yeah,
So
but
they
it's going to be the conference champ, though, Sean.
Won't have to be. What if Duke wins the conference?
ooh.
Yeah.
Now see, that's crazy because
Duke's
I
got
thought
4
for
losses.
sure. I thought for sure the conference champion was guaranteed a spot.
The
No,
conference
That's not
champ.
true.
The highest 5 conference champions. So if JMU gets ranked
Mm.
and USF wins out, if they both win out, they can leapfrog Duke if Duke wins the title. And then Miami would be the ACC's only bid, because they're not going to put, I don't care if you win the ACC, you're not getting a 4-loss team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I
And
sent a link. I sent the link to Robert in an email. Ask him to share it with y'all and read the article. You'll be like, what? It's very unlikely to happen. Let's be real, okay?
yeah.
But it is a scenario that it can happen. Ask Robert to send y'all the link I emailed to him and Joe both. It's a pretty good little read.
Who
sure.
Duke play this week?
Virginia.
The ACC a hot mess, dog.
I'm telling you, dude. Get that
Hot
link
mess.
and read it. You will have a blast with it. I promise you. The stuff, the chaos we talked about on 12 Roads, you and I, go read that article and you'll lose your mind. You post game, you'll be like, what in the world? Yeah, they took that whole guaranteed conference champion thing out. It's just the 5 highest conference champions are guaranteed in, and it doesn't have to be a Power 4 conference.
Wow. Hey, and we not these rankings we got on the screen. We not even accounting for the group of 5 champ, right?
No,
we not. But the highest ranked group of 5 team came in at 24, which is USF. So they'll be in right now.
James Madison,
Right.
did they get
no, they
did
didn't
they
get
get
ranked.
ranked this week? No.
Nah, they
Okay.
skipped James Madison and placed USF in that spot.
Mm.
You know, and James Madison's strength of schedule is like 115th, so that's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
But it's still a funny scenario that if they win out and win their conference, and USF wins out, or North Texas even wins their conference, and Duke winds up winning the ACC championship game, then it's just this. It's insane. It's a crazy scenario, but it's a possibility. It's like they said. So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I said James Madison last week. Poe said they gonna find a way to keep him out of it. I even think that Navy still got a shot to get in here. San Diego State lost last week as well, so as long as USF don't slip up, they'll be in. But I mean, I don't. You got they schedule, Sean?
Who? Who's that?
USF. I think they
San
got a
USF.
big
Diego.
one.
Speaking of San Diego State, they got a big game this week, don't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
played
they're
Boise
done. They got
State.
blasted by Hawaii last week.
Yeah, they lost to Hawaii. I think that automatically put them out. But
Yeah,
they do
should.
play Boise State this week too, though.
I didn't realize who Hawaii's coach was.
Who is it?
That old quarterback, Timmy Chang.
What?
That record-setting quarterback that used to quarterback for Hawaii. He's the coach now.
Timmy Chang would have like 8 touchdown passes, man.
Right. That's when they was running that June Jones offense out there. USF's got Navy this weekend, UAB, and then Rice.
Yeah, they probably should win all them games.
They've struggled with Navy in the past, though.
Yeah, that
Who's
Navy
that?
offense is tricky for sure.
We'll see what happens with that, but
Who struggled with Navy?
you know, USF has in the past. They've struggled with Navy before.
Oh yeah.
So if USF beat, I mean, there's just ways. This week you're going to clear a lot of air.
Mhm.
If USF handles business, fine. One reason I think Miami got a little bump up is because USF was ranked now, so now that counts for them as a ranked win too. You know, it looks better on the resume for Miami. BYU and Utah, I mean, that's kind of what you had to do. It's just kind of like the Texas and OU debate last week. I mean, BYU could have dropped worse, but are you going to put them behind Utah, who they beat? No, you're not going to do that. So, which then you go into the Notre Dame Miami argument. So we need some things to shake out. You know, and the SEC is going to get a little clearer this week with those two huge matchups. That's going to clear some air.
Let me ask y'all how on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the best case scenario, how positive are y'all that Miami's going to win out with their remaining schedule?
It's a coin flip for me. 5. I think Mark Cristobal do this almost every year. You know,
He does.
they start out real hot and then they just fizzle out for some reason.
Crystal ball
They
going
got
crystal ball.
NC State. They got NC State at home. They host NC State. They're at Virginia Tech and they're at Pitt.
And that's NC State could get them. I don't see who you say who was the second team you said?
Tech.
Tech.
Yeah, I don't see Tech getting them, but I
No.
can see them losing either two of them games, Pittsburgh or NC State.
I could see them
Yeah.
losing both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one being the best case that they win out, that's got to be like an 8 or a 9 that they don't.
Wow.
I just don't see them winning out.
Wow.
And even if they do, they're not getting to the ACC championship game.
Mm.
All right, this next group of teams we got 20, Louisville, ACC, 19, Virginia, ACC, 18, Michigan, Big 10, 17, USC, Big 10, and then 16, Georgia Tech, ACC.
Man,
Virginia, Louisville makes sense. I mean, Virginia beat Louisville. Michigan, USC beat Michigan. And then Georgia Tech's just kind of hanging out there. The Georgia Tech thing, they've got a better record than Miami, but like I said, I guess Miami's getting some credit for that USF and Notre Dame win now too.
Yeah, man, that Georgia Tech is like Haynes King or bust. USC, man, that matchup with Oregon is looking real enticing. And then Michigan, We know that big game that's coming up. Virginia, I don't know about Virginia, man. I don't think they're gonna make it. Louisville, I don't think they're gonna make it. Even though I don't Miller Moss, man. That I don't know, man. He's so hot and cold,
Yeah.
more so cold lately. But I don't know, man. I think these Big Ten teams are gonna be really interesting coming down the stretch with these remaining schedules.
Man, I think all of these teams outside of USC. I mean, of course, Georgia Tech can make it to their championship game. Virginia can make it to the championship game. But outside of USC, that's probably the only team in that group that I wouldn't mind possibly getting into the college football playoffs. I mean, they still got to beat that Oregon team. Um, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be happy if any of these teams got in there outside of USC. I would like to see Michigan getting there for the Michigan fans, but I don't. I mean, we don't see them beating Ohio State, right? So and I don't think they would be a good matchup with anybody in the college football playoffs. If you look at those teams that are down there, I think all of those teams will probably handle Michigan pretty easily, especially with all the injuries they already have. So I mean, I like the way they group, but I can't see none of them getting in.
Hey Rob, I don't know if you was here. I want to get your thoughts on this too. Sean, he put out a scenario where Duke could be a four-loss ACC champion, and then I guess if James Madison was able to move into the rankings, that both USF and James Madison or any other group of five school, maybe it could be Navy, could enter into. Oh well, no, it couldn't be Navy, right? Because they have to be the top five conference champions. Well, so a school like James Madison, if they can win their conference, both of those group of five conferences could enter into the playoffs. Did you? He said he sent you an article. How do you feel about that scenario, and do you think that's possible? It could go down.
I mean, it's definitely possible. They just need Duke to keep on winning. Will they keep on winning? I don't think so. But I read that article, man, and when I read it, it reminded me of last year. Remember last year when the Big 12 was sort of like having them issues where they had a couple of teams that had two losses, and we were wondering what was going to happen with them. And then, of course, Arizona State ended up winning it and were able to beat out that scenario that possibly could have happened with Boise State being undefeated or that with that one loss. That Boise State could have been that group of five team that was ranked higher than them, but luckily Arizona State saved that scenario because the Big 12 almost had a similar scenario like that last year, where they probably would have had a team that would not have gotten in if they would have had somebody that had three losses, because they got bumped out of there because they would have fell so far behind that they wouldn't have been able to get that fourth spot as a conference champion. So Arizona State saved them. So the same scenario this year with Duke. If Duke wins out and they make it to that championship game and win it with four losses, the committee is not going to let them in. They're going to probably take a higher ranked James Madison or group of five team ahead of them. But I read that article. I'll send it to you when I get a chance. Though it was
This
a really interesting article.
Yeah, please do.
the biggest difference with this year and last year though was like last year, Clemson had three losses, right? But won the ACC championship game, so they were automatically in. This year, they're not. If they're not ranked above any two other it could be Kennesaw State. It could be right now in the what is it, Conference USA, the American Conference, right? That's where Navy and all them are. Navy, USF, Tulane, UNT, and East Carolina all have one loss in conference. Any of those teams that gets ranked ahead of Duke, and then say James Madison runs the table 12-1, wins their conference, and they're ahead of Duke, and Duke wins the ACC has to rely on at-large bids at that point. I don't care if you win the ACC. I don't care if you win the SEC. If you've got 4 losses, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think we'll get to a point though where the committee will say, "What the hell with it? Y'all know that Duke is a better team than this Group of 5 team, and they will put that ACC team in the rankings." I just think that they're not going to put 2 of them in because that's 2 almost guaranteed blowouts.
The committee has probably already wired money to the ACC to make sure that Duke don't win.
Oh man, yeah, I don't like this group of team at all, man. Louisville, Virginia,
No,
Michigan,
they're
USC,
all
Georgia. I don't like
all
this group.
they're all done in the first round. If
Yeah, I
they
mean,
get in, they're done.
if I had to choose any 2 teams, I would go with USC and Georgia Tech. That I would prefer to see in the playoffs. But I actually think the next group is better than this group.
Right, I did too.
So
Well,
and that leads us to the next group. At 25, we got Cincy. 24, USF, which we mentioned is the top group of 5 school. 23, Tennessee, still humming in that top 25. 22, Pitt. 21, Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, y'all think this group better?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I can see Michigan because they lost Justice Haynes for the season, I believe. And that dude is a dude at the running back position. But I don't know. I think USC, man, with that high powered offense, I'm I think they were the best team in the last group. But out of this group, I don't I'm not too fond of Iowa because they can't score. Pittsburgh is really interesting. They can still win the ACC regardless of what happens with them in Notre Dame. Tennessee, that defense is baby. You know what? USF, I can see them representing the group of 5. Since he still has a chance, can't count them out. So it's not a bad. I like this group. Y'all probably right. It probably is better.
yeah, I think this group is better. I mean, you right on Tennessee. Their defense, for anybody in the room, in the comments, or anybody that ever sees this video, if you ever take a colander that you strain noodles with and try to boil water in it, that's Tennessee's defense. Okay? All right. Just making it clear that everybody's aware that defense is garbage. Now, them and Georgia Tech might be 100 to 100 football game. But, yeah, this group I think is way better. I think Pitt is probably the most stout team in this league, in this grouping.
Yeah, the only reason. Oh, go ahead, Rob. My bad.
I don't think that group is better than the group before. I mean, because I don't think any of them beat USC. Now, I think Tennessee will probably beat everybody except for USC. But I think Georgia Tech can probably beat all of them except for maybe Tennessee. Yeah, I think that group is better. But, I mean, I like the way they're ranked. I like 25 to 21, 21 to 25. Iowa, I mean, if they had some offense, man, it would be tough because their defense is nice, man. I like their defense. They always have a really good defense. And I think if that quarterback, once he gets a little bit more time, he's going to be able to do some things with them. Hopefully they can get some players. But I like that group before them a little bit better than this group, 21 through 25.
Yeah,
Sounds like something the Longhorn would say.
That's Longhorn talk.
It sounds like something a
Hey,
Longhorn would take because he got to disagree with the Aggie. That's all it is.
Maybe
hey man,
so.
listen. When I look at this, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I do think USC is the best team out of these 10 teams in these both of these groups. But I think they're not significantly better than everybody. So I feel like it will be a matchup game. You know, like if they meet Pitt on a neutral site, I feel like Pitt could get them. I think Iowa's gonna play them in a good game. I don't know what way that game is gonna go. I think they still play each other. Um,
Yeah, they
and
gotta they gotta go to USC this weekend or Friday,
yeah,
I believe.
okay, so well, that's gonna get settled on the field right then and there. Um, I think USF can play on with Virginia and Georgia Tech. I think they could possibly beat either one of those teams on a neutral site. And since he got an explosive offense, so if they meet Georgia Tech, I think they could beat them. It's just these teams are so comparable in talent that I just feel like it's just about a matchup, really, honestly. And you just slotting these teams. So it's really just a preference of what the person likes about these teams, and what they feel about them. I think USC got the most explosion, but I like this group. I think they're slotted properly. I mean, we all know what Tennessee's defense is. I just don't know who you take them out of the rankings and put in at this point. So I mean, it's a brand, it's a good brand. I just don't really know who you would insert into that. So I think they got it right pretty much up until this point.
I can tell you the breakdown went 8 SEC, 6 Big Ten, 4 ACC, and 3 Big 12. And then, of course, the USF. But that's how the breakdown was. There was 8, 6, 4, 3. So,
all right. So at the moment, though, hold on, let me pull it up. At the moment, you'll have matchups with South Florida, Georgia. Notre Dame will go to Eugene to play the Ducks. Miami will be at Texas Tech. Texas will be at Ole Miss, and then of course we got the 4-round buys with Bama, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Indiana. Do y'all think them
yep.
are good matchups?
I mean, all
I
except
do.
for the 5-12 is.
Yeah, the
Who's it?
5-12 is always going to be the lopsided one.
Right.
Who would be the 5-12 again? I'm sorry.
South
Georgia,
Florida
USF.
and Georgia.
And that'd be at Georgia. That one's not a good matchup in my mind. I like the Texas Ole Miss matchup because they haven't played this year in the SEC, so I like that matchup. Who else would it be? Notre Dame would play Oregon, right? Yeah.
That's a great first round matchup.
That would be at Oregon, right?
Yeah, that'll be in
Oregon
Eugene.
State. Yeah.
I
I'll
think
tell you
that'll
what,
probably be. I think that'll probably be the second most viewed first round game outside of that SEC game.
yeah,
If
I think
if
the
it,
Texas
if
Ole
it,
Miss
if it
game would
felt
make
like
the
that.
ratings. But I like that. Was it Texas Tech and I don't think I'll look again. Who would Tech play?
Tech will have Miami.
Yeah. That would put, man, I'd have Texas beating Ole Miss, believe it or not. I'd have Tech beating Miami. You'd have 3 Texas schools in the quarterfinals. Yeah.
Let's tap into
Some good
some of these
matchup.
comments real quick, man. Hold on. Doug said that Utah at Baylor game is going to be tough.
Waco's a
The
weird
Wheels.
place.
You said what? What is
Waco. Playing in Waco can be
Waco?
tricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now y'all know I love me some Sawyer Robertson, but that Baylor defense, mm,
It's worse than Tennessee's.
no sir.
Bro, they gave up. They gave up like 38 to Auburn, and that was with Hugh
That's
Freeze.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Wiz said no USC, no Michigan. What Moss got in here? Level Up said USC is very strong and possibly the biggest sleeper. I agree. USC got enough. I think top game. Well, I think they played 2 games left, right? They got Iowa. Do they play
in Oregon.
They got
All right,
they got
in Oregon.
Oregon.
Oregon? Right. So they
Mhm.
They
they
got
could definitely.
Washington, but
That's
don't they have Washington?
that's still a big game too for real.
Yep.
They
Yeah,
can
don't
play
they
their
have-
way in.
They have Washington too, right? But even though they're not ranked, they still got Washington ranked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could still play their way in.
The SEC and the Big Ten are going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to make a stronger case to get more in, or beat each other up and knock people out.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
if Texas goes on and loses to Georgia tomorrow Saturday, and A&M beats Texas, Texas is done. So,
Yep.
you know, same with Oklahoma. They lose and then lose again, they're done. So there goes 2 of the SEC schools out. So,
I don't agree, Sean. I think we looking at a place where we're getting a 3-loss team in right now. I really feel like that. And I think the rankings is a tell sign of that, especially if it's out of the SEC. The
That's what I'm
SEC got
saying.
the best chance to get a
Who would you
3-loss
say?
team.
Who would
if
you say
Texas
had
loses
the
2
if?
times, that's 4.
Yeah. Well, who would you say had the best chance at getting in at 3 with 3 losses?
Texas easily,
Texas.
because they still got Georgia. They still got to play 2 top 5 teams. You know, so if they can win either one of them games,
Yeah.
they
That's
got
what I
a
was
good
saying.
case.
I was saying, you know, listen, I said weeks ago when I looked at that Texas schedule, I said, listen, man, Texas, if you just want to go off their talent,
Mhm.
Texas is a sleeping giant because they can. Man, it's not going to be easy, but if they can run off these last 3 games, there's no way they're not in. No way.
Oh, they win these last 3 games, they in for sure. It ain't even no
It's-
question.
They
It's
win these last
100% probability.
It's a
They
wrap.
win the last 3, they're in the SEC title game.
And even if they lost, they'll still be in.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah, I
Texas
think it's a
has to
very
go-
good possibility.
Texas has to go 2-1 in these next 3. If they don't win all 3, if they don't win all 3, they have to go 2-1. They either have to beat Georgia and Arkansas, or Arkansas and A&M.
Yeah. That's
And
a
I've
fact.
already told y'all they're not beating A&M, so they better beat Georgia.
That's the easier.
You know, well, yeah, that's the easier opponent, and and just to take a quick look at that matchup, not to give a whole total breakdown of it, because that's who y'all play this week, right?
Real quick,
Yeah,
Zay.
Texas got Georgia.
Y'all, real quick before you break it down, Zay. Y'all think Georgia is the tougher matchup than A&M?
No, A&M is the tougher matchup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A&M would
A&M.
be the tougher matchup. We would be the tougher matchup if we were 6-6, just because of the hatred between the 2 schools. Just like if Texas was 2 it could be Texas could be 1-9 and beat the hell out of A&M, and A&M could be 1-9 and beat the hell out of Texas. It's just those 2 schools hate each other more than Michigan and Ohio State hate each other.
If Texas want to get in, they got to beat Georgia this week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a favorable matchup for y'all, though, because one thing that I've been noticing is that this Georgia defensive line don't really get to the quarterback.
No, they don't.
And I think if you give Arch Manning some time to process, he could be good. You know, it's just about like his mechanics. Sometimes they break down, but if he on, he can be on. You know, so I like this matchup for real. Honestly, I think I don't want to break it all the way down, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. But it's some things that can be had against Georgia. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that's the easily the most flawed top 5 team I've seen since we've been in this college football playoff.
Yeah,
That's no
Georgia
lie.
look vulnerable. I think Georgia is vulnerable.
I
But
don't
Hey,
know. I
how
don't
you?
know.
Why you feel like it's a lie, Sean? Come on, we can argue about it.
I don't,
What? Say what?
You said that's a lie. Well, we can argue
No,
about it.
no, he didn't say that.
no.
That ain't what he said.
I
Oh, I
didn't say
thought
it
you
was a
said.
lie.
Oh, okay. Hey,
No.
I'm ready. Hey, I'm ready. You
No.
feel me?
I mean, I'll just
Yeah,
start making up stuff if you want to argue. I mean, it's cool.
yeah, I think we all agree to Georgia can be got this year for sure.
Actually,
Man,
that's
in
what I
my
said. I think
opinion,
that's
man, I
not a
think
lie.
Georgia is. I think Georgia. You froze up, Post. I think Georgia is one of the more difficult teams offensively. If they can run the football, man, they one of the more difficult teams to stop their offense because if they can run the football, which they want to be able to do, they're hard to beat, man. When they sprinkle in those tight ends in the passing game and Gunner Stockton hitting those guys on the outside, they can be tough. They're 58% run, 42% pass, or 59 run, 41 run. I mean, you know what I mean. 59 run, 41 pass. I think I said that right. Anyway, if they can run the football, they are a really, really hard team to beat. And on most teams, they're going to be able to run the football on them. They didn't run the ball well against Auburn. That's the only team who kept them to under 100 yards rushing. But everybody else, they were able to run the football. Texas has got to stop the run against Georgia, and then it can really be, as y'all saying, it can be. Texas can take advantage of their flaws because I think Texas offensively can do some things against Georgia's defense for sure. Because, like Fandu said, their line doesn't really get after the quarterback. They really blitz those linebackers. Those are the guys who got most of the sacks. So I think that Texas can take advantage of it. And I think they only got 8 interceptions on the season. I don't know if that's a little or a lot.
Making work makes sense. LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Who leads the country? Which team leads the country in interceptions?
Is that a trick question? Is it Notre Dame?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I thought he was setting this up for that one.
no, it is Notre Dame. I was just curious to see who would y'all say?
Yeah. I don't know. I just know who was leading the country in sacks before that bye last week. That's all I know.
Who's that? Texas.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, I just know who got the number 1 defense. That's all I know. Let me add myself to the equation. Hold on.
All right. Come on, SEC Sean, you better add something.
You on
You
mute,
on
bro.
I was trying to look up who had the most interceptions, but I can't find it by team.
You don't even worry about it, buddy.
I'm curious now.
Don't even worry about it.
He said it's Notre Dame.
I don't think it is Notre Dame.
You want to
I
bet?
think it's Connecticut.
You want to bet?
No. No. I lose enough money on the weekends.
That's for sure, man.
I don't even know what y'all were talking about. I was like zoned in trying to figure this out.
No, we all
I just
threw
heard
out
chime
something.
in.
Yeah, we all threw out something about our favorite team's defense.
Oh, I mean, ours has issues. I mean, we give up running yards, but we can get after the quarterback. You know, I mean,
That's
top 5 in sacks, top 5 in pressure rate, In fact, I think we're tied with Texas for the most sacks. So, I mean, our defense can get the pressure on the quarterback. It's just a matter of we got to get the run fits a little bit better to stop the run. But if you're going to run the ball on us for 200 yards, we're going to still put 400 yards of offense up and score 40. So you're probably not going to score 40. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with my defense. They need some work, but I'm still okay with them. Number one total defense here at FSU. Get out of here.
Hey y'all, I gotta run though,
Yeah,
so just
Well,
carry
yeah.
on. I gotta
Yeah.
run, so just carry on
Well,
without me, man.
Number one
All
total
right,
offense
cool,
here.
cool.
Is your offense
All right.
playing y'all's defense?
All right, I'll holler at y'all. Hey, Sean, peace, bro.
Peace, brother.
He said, "Is y'all
Did Moss say? Did Moss say FSU had the number one defense?
Offense. And I said the only way they got the number one offense is if their offense is playing against their defense. Either them or Arkansas, one of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on,
I
Moss.
mean, getting that FSU stuff up in here. Come on now. You don't, you know, y'all, we know y'all had a bad year, so we're trying to be nice to you. So,
What's
Yeah,
your
if you-
thoughts on Brian Kelly probably having to take LSU to court, man, about this money?
My thought is you got some cheese for that wine.
that's it. I mean,
Yeah, you got some
Yeah.
cheese for the wine.
I don't, whatever with these people, man. I mean, you wanted him gone, pay the man and move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd have been happy to stay there and finish out the season, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my biggest question, we can save this for Thursday if y'all want to talk about it more Thursday. I mean, we can fill time right now too. Is our conference championship games losing their luster?
For sure.
Absolutely.
Me, I think they're losing their luster, man. I'm a big component of go to that other scenarios that was thrown out there where your 1 and 2s, if they're ranked where they need to be ranked at 1 and 2, don't even have them even play in that game. Have a game between 3 and 6 and 4 and 5 to see if they can, possibly work their way into the college football playoff. I want them to totally get away from these conference championship games, man. You can still make the money off the 3 versus 6 and the 4 versus 5. If you want those extra games, but I think they need to get rid of the conference championship games. They're becoming meaningless. And then what Lane Kiffin said yesterday about the strength of schedule thing, that makes you think, man, why am I going to schedule this hard old team to play? And if I do beat them, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to benefit me. Like in the case of Texas A&M he was talking about, they're not benefiting from having the kind of schedule that they've had. They're still behind other teams that they got a better strength of schedule than. So does the strength of schedule really matter? In that case, no. But in other cases, maybe it will.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's me. I don't know. I mean, I'm just waiting until we get that one team that makes the championship game and then tries to opt out of it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm anxious to see if somebody does that too, Sean. Is somebody going to say, listen, no, I'm not going to play in this game because, for one, I'm risking injury to one of my players, just like what happened to Carson Beck last year, and that tears up your whole entire chance of doing something in the college football playoff. Do I think they would have beat Notre Dame with Carson Beck, I doubt it because they seem like they wasn't even out there on the field. Notre Dame was running the ball like I never seen nobody run on Georgia before. But anyway, I think that game and the fact that you can suffer injuries, your goal is to make it to the college football playoffs completely healthy. I think conference need to say, listen, we don't want to lose this conference championship game money. We got to substitute it with something else, but not have a conference championship game. Go ahead and give it to whoever got the best record at the end of the season, make them the champs, or have co-champs if they finish with the same record.
So it's just gonna go to regular season championships as opposed to championship games, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with it,
rather
man.
see that.
Yeah, me too. I agree with y'all. It's becoming pointless, man.
I mean, let's throw a scenario out there. Ohio State and Indiana meet in the Big Ten title game, and A&M and Alabama meet in the SEC, right? Jeremiah Smith gets injured for OSU, and Mendoza gets injured for Indiana. Reed gets injured for A&M, and Simpson gets injured for Alabama. Those teams aren't doing – I mean, Ohio State might be able to cover it because it's a receiver, and they've got about 9,000 of them over there. But let's say it was all four quarterbacks got injured, let's just say. Those teams are going to be in serious trouble moving forward. And if you don't play that game, you still got your whole team. I mean, I'd love for A&M to win an SEC championship, and I'd love for us to do it. I just don't know if the risk is worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Sean. I want to be able to say that my Texas Longhorns was an SEC champion at some point in time. I do want to be able to say that, but not at the expense of us getting players hurt in that game. I'm not. It's not worth that to me, especially when you rather win a national title. You know, but I do want to hear that name next to my Texas Longhorns SEC champions. I do want to hear that.
I agree, but not if, Colin Simmons or Anthony Hill get injured. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Do y'all actually think they're gonna my bad, Sean. Let me ask this real quick. Y'all actually think they will get rid of the conference championship games? Is y'all think that's like realistic?
I do. But I know they're going to substitute it with something else, though. They're going to substitute it with something else. But I really do believe that they're going to get rid of it at some point and substitute it with something else.
Conference championship game, that's a money maker, right?
Money maker, yes, sir.
Yes, big money maker. Yeah. Yeah. And they've got contracts for years, so I don't know. I mean, you're not going to change it for probably another 6 to 8 years. They're going to be there. But that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what's going to take for these teams to opt. So A&M and Bama say, we don't want to play this game. Okay, well, you're co-champions. A&M is ranked 3 right now, or so they're the conference champion. They'll get the higher seed. But do you take that game and then make it be, hey, Texas and Oklahoma, you two are on the out. You're all the first two out. Play. Winner gets in. Then you have to play that game if you're Texas and Oklahoma because you're not in the playoffs and you want to be in. I'm just waiting for the first team to do it, and I don't know who the first team that's going to have the marbles to do it.
Yeah, I think if when they go to 16 teams post game, and you get the SEC and the Big Ten saying, "Listen, we want 5 guaranteed slots," they'll probably say, "Listen, we're gonna get rid of this conference championship game, and our top 2 teams are going to get in, but we're going to take these next 4 teams." 3 through 6, and they're gonna have a play-in game or something to that effect. Might even take the top 3 and say, okay, you everybody 4 through 7, y'all gonna play each other to see who can get that 4th spot from the SEC or that 5th spot from the SEC. I think they're gonna go to something like that and get rid of that conference championship game when they go to 16-game college football playoffs scenario.
Yeah, Zay popped up. If you do the 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5 model, all conferences would have to agree on how many bids each gets.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about
I'm
that.
not gonna lie. I still think, and as bad as it seems this year with the ACC struggling, I still almost think you need to take all those schools, the big 4, Power 4, and they need to have their own bracket. 16 teams. You can say each team, every conference gets 4, top 4, and then let it shake out. So, I mean, I'm sure the 4th place SEC or Big Ten team would probably smash the 4th place ACC or Big 12 team. But then again, what do you do with Notre Dame? See, therein lies the problem. Does that force Notre Dame to say, damn, we got to join a conference now?
As long as there's not, as long as they don't go to a super conference, Notre Dame will remain independent. If they go to super conferences, then Notre Dame will be forced to join the conference, which a lot of these crybabies out here will want anyway, which is hilarious to me. But that would be the only way Notre Dame will give up its hard-earned independence.
Let me ask you this post game, because I've been thinking about this lately, and I don't know if it's going to have an effect on Notre Dame or not. But now that the SEC has to go to 9 conference games, plus they got to schedule 1 more Power 4 game, that's 10 games. Will these conferences be less likely to schedule a Notre Dame home and home because of the fact that they got to have a grueling conference schedule plus another Power 4 team, which most of them teams are probably going to say, nah, give me a lower level Power 4 school. Will that affect Notre Dame getting some of them high profile games like they got coming up with a 12-year stretch with Clemson? They got a home and home with Texas. I think they got a home and home with Alabama, one with Ohio State, I think. So you think that's going to affect them getting those kind of games in the future?
Well, Rob, it depends on how far down the line you looking. Because as you just mentioned, my man, the upcoming schedule, we got Texas, we got Florida State just opt out. We got Texas, we got Bama, as you mentioned, we got Clemson, and we got Michigan on the docket. So it all depends on how far out you're looking. I think that's over like the next 5 to 10 years. But with them going to a heavier conference schedule, I don't know. I don't know about the big dogs because it just makes sense financially, to schedule Notre Dame. Notre Dame breaking bread is good for the pockets of both teams. Notre Dame breaking bread with A&M is good financially for both teams. Notre Dame breaking bread with Ohio State, Michigan. This is good not only financially, but for the sport. So I don't think you see a scenario where the big dogs of college football back out with a chance to schedule Notre Dame. But maybe some of the teams that are on the fence, I could see that maybe. But in the near future, not at all.
See, my take on it is, we'll use this year as an example. A&M went up, they last 2 years. Y'all came down to College Station and played. We went up there and played. It gives you a little wiggle room if you're willing to take on a Notre Dame. If you beat them, you get a little bit of wiggle room because, if you lose to them, it's not a bad loss in most cases. Normally, they're a highly ranked team. So it's a good loss as far as the committee would see, especially if you lose to Notre Dame and then let's say you run your conference. Well, or you even drop a game in your conference, you've got 2 losses, but one's to a top 10 Notre Dame. That's a good loss. So there's pluses and minuses. If you think your team's good enough to make the college football playoff, you can't be afraid to schedule a Notre Dame out of conference or an A&M and an Ohio State out of conference. Those things don't hurt you. Texas played Ohio State. It hurt them at the beginning of the year because Texas didn't look good. But in the long run, it's looking better and better now that Texas is starting to play a little better. That loss doesn't look near as bad.
Yeah, and it's not like Texas lost 56-3.
Right. That's the point. I mean, we only beat y'all by 1, but we're getting mad props for beating y'all because it was in South Bend.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great game, man. Great game.
Just an FYI, I don't want to see it again. I don't think we can do that again. Notre Dame would scare me again.
Yeah, that defense is looking good, my man. That defense is looking good.
If it's not going to benefit my program, I'm not scheduling like that. If I got to go to 9 SEC games, and I'd rather have those 3 tune-ups than to schedule another top-tier team. And I ain't saying it because I'm scared. I'm just saying it because it don't make sense.
The schedule is grueling. I get it. I get it. Like you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you playing 7 ranked teams in a 12-game schedule. I get that part. I do. But oh man, it's tough because what if there's only, I don't know, 3 ranked teams in the SEC and you play 2 of them? Then that Notre Dame game, that could be a great win or loss. I don't know, man. It's you make a lot of sense, but I mean, you think Texas is really gonna say no to Notre Dame?
No, I don't think Texas is gonna say no to Notre Dame because of that bread. But I think after Texas gets done playing the schedule that they already got scheduled now, like they got Ohio State next year, then they get Michigan, then they get the home with Notre Dame. They might be ready to say, let's look at another option after this is done. Because, I mean, before then, we had Georgia scheduled before we got to the SEC. We did Alabama, Georgia. No, we did. Yeah, we did Georgia. But we had Michigan in there, too. It's like, that's crazy, man. You play Michigan and Georgia. They would have both been non-conference games that Texas would have played. That's nuts.
That's the only thing I see. I mean, the only thing it does is it kind of hurts Notre Dame if everybody goes to a 9-game schedule because they're going to have harder time trying to find games later in the season. Yeah, we'll play you first week of the season or second week of the season, but we're not playing you week 10.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that, and that's where I think it could hurt Notre Dame's scheduling is who's available. But I mean, Notre Dame is such a big national historical brand that they'll get a little bit of benefit if they go even 10-2 with a less stellar schedule. They're still going to be Notre Dame. So, but that's where I think it could hurt Notre Dame is in the scheduling department at the middle to end of the season.
Yeah, those are some interesting points y'all make. I'm definitely gonna be looking out for that. But in the near future, is our schedule is we pretty much got the big guys at Texas, Alabama, Michigan. We got some for the near future. So, but we'll see what happens down the line.
Yeah, I get your point, Zay. I see what you're saying right there. I see what you're saying right there. That makes sense. That makes sense. But sometimes when you got to go to some of them stadiums, man, it ain't
But
as easy.
again,
But they got some talent too.
again,
And you know,
Arkansas can be good one of them years too. You know what I'm saying, or a couple of them years, to where it don't look so easy. So I get what you're saying though. That makes sense.
and to his point, you know, man, if anybody been watching this podcast through the summer, I said plenty of times, man. Listen, a lot of these teams coming into the season, they can have a number by their name. That don't mean they're a good team. You know, you can look at your schedule early, and there's 5 ranked teams on your schedule, and you get to October, November, and none of them were ranked. It's football.
Yeah.
that's what's hurt. I mean, that's the knock against A&M right now with people in the SEC. Well, you played the bottom half of the SEC, blah blah. Okay, but it's not our fault. LSU was a top 10 preseason. South Carolina was top 12 preseason. Auburn was top 20 preseason. It's not our fault that they fell apart. I mean, so,
That's
but and
man,
that's
you
why I say
preaching to the
schedule
choir.
is schedule. You don't know what you're going to get.
You preaching to the choir, Sean, because let me tell you, people give us flack about our ACC schedule. At the time we signed that contract with the ACC, man, who would have known they would have fell off like this?
Right.
You know, you talking about Clemson, Florida State, Pitt is solid some
Miami.
year, Louisville, Miami. Like, come on, who would have? I never would have thought that. So,
So, I mean, it's just part of it. I mean, it is what it is. I just kind of laugh at them when they said the same thing last year about Texas and y'all schedule last year. Oh, you're playing nothing but the bottom feeder. Again, you don't make your own schedule. Notre Dame makes their schedule. I get that. That's a totally different argument there. Conference-wise, the SEC office made our schedule. What do you want us to do? It's not our fault. LSU is terrible. So, yeah, just one of those, things. We got some
Post game.
we
Do
got
you
some
think
good
they'll continue to schedule like they schedule though? Notre Dame. You think they'll continue to schedule like that? Do you think they'll get out of that ACC package?
yeah, because I mean, I've been hearing rumblings that they want to get out of that ACC contract because you got to think, Rob, every sport at Notre Dame, well, at least basketball, baseball, men and women basketball, baseball is ACC. And before that, we were Big East. Everybody left the Big East and everybody went to the ACC. So that COVID year when everybody had to be in a conference, that's why we went to the ACC. And well before then, we had the contract with them. But I just think, man, it's hard to say because you could potentially have some of those big ACC teams leaving. And the ACC just, I don't know, they just haven't looked good. I don't know if it's an anomaly or if this is a sign of things to come, because you would think with teams like Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Louisville here and there, this is a good conference to schedule, but not this year, man. So I don't know, man. I think they'll continue to use the ACC as their base schedule and then schedule your Alabamas, your Texases, those type of teams to put around that schedule, if that makes sense.
See, I'd see y'all doing something like a Big Ten home and home, an SEC home and home to start the season, and then fill in with either ACC or Big 12.
Now that what you just mentioned is what I do not like. I don't like Notre Dame scheduling those elite teams early because
not
for
elite.
some reason,
I'm not saying not the elite of the elite. I'm saying even schedule the mid tiers, your your Vandies or, you know, something like that. Not saying schedule Alabama, Texas, A&M, Georgia every year. I'm saying, you know, once in a while you get one of those teams, but then once in a while you sprinkle in like an Arkansas again or a Mississippi State or something like that, you know?
Well, I would rather play. I would rather take on some of our ACC teams. I would rather start the season off with Pitt, uh, Louisville, uh, or whoever, SMU, whatever the case may. Not saying those are easy wins, but I would rather face. I mean, I'm not gonna front, man. I would rather have a cupcake the first week of football. Notre Dame been going into these hostile environments against highly ranked teams to begin the season. They did it last year with A&M. That had me scared to death, man. But I just don't like right off the barrel, go play your hardest team you're gonna see this season. I'm not a fan of that. Now, I'm not saying I'm running from the smoke. I want to see those teams, but first game of the season, and this is where Marcus Freeman has to improve. In my opinion, the only place he has to improve as a coach. For some reason, man, he just can't get the team off to a good start. Like he's always playing catch up. Okay, what have y'all heard the last couple of years? Okay, the only way Notre Dame can make the playoffs is if they win out. I don't want to be in that position.
Makes real sense. I mean, you're right. You've heard that for the past couple of years. Notre Dame better not lose another game. You're right. Yeah. I like Zay's comment too. Love elite games in week 3 or 4. To me, you should use your. To me, I've always used your season to ramp up. Start with that northern East Missouri State for the girls' school, and then move your way up in competition. You know, you come out in the first week and play a Notre Dame or a Miami or an Ohio State. Man, those guys hit harder than those other little schools. You got to get used to being hit by somebody. You know.
He said, I love elite games in week 3 or 4. Ohio State does it every year. This is like the first time I can ever remember us playing a team like Texas week 1. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know if I would want it week 3 or 4, maybe 2. I don't know if I want it week 3 and 4. I don't want a top notch game before I get into conference play. Is my point. I wouldn't want that. I would want to get that thing week 2. Then I could get me 2 tune-up games going into conference play. I wouldn't want to play a tough team right before I get into my conference play. But I see your point, FanDuel's there, but I don't think I would want to do that. Anything else y'all want to add before we get ready to wrap up, or are you looking at something else?
I was putting my power rankings in the chat.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just hadn't got that far because I did the other ones first. I did the playoff first.
Okay.
I'm just going to abbreviate some.
So post game, what do you think about the rest of y'all's remaining schedule? Do you think it's a schedule that y'all could get through? And what's the toughest team on there? Are you thinking it's Pitt?
Oh, it's easily Pitt, Rob. Pitt is a hot team. Pitt is a hot team right now. They're actually, the dynamics of the game is going to be really interesting because Pittsburgh is actually pretty good against the run. I think they're more suspect against the pass this year. So we'll see if they'll be able to hold up against, Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, and that offensive line. That's what I'm going to be watching closely. But I think people don't give CJ Carr enough credit. And I don't know if I agree with this, but Tom Brady came out and said he was the best quarterback in college. That's pretty high praise coming from the GOAT. But I think people aren't giving CJ Carr enough credit. That kid can sling it, man. I know he had his only bad game this year was against USC, and we still managed to win that game. But Pittsburgh is going to be a challenge. I'm not overlooking them. Now we get past Pittsburgh, I'm pretty sure we can handily beat Stanford and man, who else was it? Stanford and I forget who the other team, but the last two teams, if Notre Dame loses either of those, then man, what are we doing? That's the cream puff part of the cupcake part of the schedule is the last two games. So, but I think our season rise on this Pittsburgh game is going to be tough, especially going to their place. Pittsburgh always plays Notre Dame tough, always. No matter if, like y'all saying, if one is 1-9, if Pittsburgh 1-9, 2-10, whatever case may be, they gonna play Notre Dame tough. So it's gonna be a great game, and that quarterback has been getting a lot of buzz. So we'll see how he does against that Notre Dame defense.
SEC Sean, you silly, man. You silly. Why you got A&M in all caps?
Oh, that's a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
I thought you was trying to make a statement right there.
No. I would never, ever do that. I'm humble. I just forgot my caps lock. No, I'm kidding. I did it on purpose. You're right. I almost put Texas in his TU.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
TU.
That's what we call them. We don't call them Texas. We call them TU. We don't call them University of Texas. They're Texas University.
Texas University. Wow, man.
Yeah, y'all got, just real quick, I pulled up y'all schedule while we were doing it. Y'all got Syracuse sandwiched in between their posts.
Yeah, those should be definite wins.
Yeah,
the
Pittsburgh gonna
Pittsburgh
be your
game.
toughest game.
Yeah. I mean, I would favor us. I definitely. I think the spread is 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I don't. Man, listen, I'm not overlooking them at all. That's a good team.
Right. Yeah, we I think our spread's 18.5. Yeah. No. So I was putting them in. Zaya had to jump in and interrupt my typing, but that's fine. So I went, this is what I've got 16-12. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Florida, South Carolina, and LSU. You'll notice who's not in the bottom is the team that has been at the bottom for the whole year, and they're not there anymore. Arkansas is garbage. Mississippi State Arkansas is hot garbage. Mississippi State's probably cold garbage. Florida, that team's just quit. South Carolina can't do anything on offense. Now I said that they're going to put like 600 yards on us this weekend. LSU looks like another team that just quit. The bottom half, this bottom slate right here is just terrible.
Yeah.
This one, I went 11, Auburn, 10. Look at Kentucky flying up the rankings. 9, Missouri, 8, Tennessee, 7, Vandy. I made the comment the other day in a chat that, hey, man, we're talking about a Kentucky winning streak, and it's not even basketball. So they won 2 games in a row. So, and they beat the snot out of Florida. That's when I knew that Florida team just quit. Missouri, dropped Missouri a little bit from my previous week just because, yes, we dominated them. Yes, they don't have their quarterback. That team's in trouble. All they can do is run the ball. What's up, Moss?
Oh,
he had to come in and talk trash to me face to face. Now he don't want to do it behind a keyboard now.
Level Up Sports 10. What it do?
What's going on, man? Good to see everybody this evening in the building. Just taking a few minutes, man, while I have any customers this evening right away. But always enjoy what we do, man. Just had to shout that out. I know we're doing a big talk, big topic. You know, I'm coming at your Aggies, man. Horns up, man, this week. It's going to be all week coming from Mossberg. Straight at you, SEC Sean. Horns up. And Bevo
I told
is
you,
on
did you not read my comment?
right now.
You,
Nah, I
you
didn't
didn't
read
read my Oh, well, here, let me go pull that up for you real quick.
I'm gonna just say this: Bevo is on a hunt, and right now he's
That's exactly what my comment is in relation to. Here, you said horns up, Bevo is awake. I'm gonna let you read
yeah.
it.
I said Bevo is awake, and what I mean by that, everybody thought Bevo was asleep this week. The horns, you know, everybody else. So that's what I meant.
That's all you need to
Like
know.
he's,
What's that comment say? Bevo
he
is
said,
only good for a few things, and they all go great with gravy and potatoes.
for the side of the stew.
You
Nah, it's
remember how
good to see
Bevo got
everybody.
his name? You know how Bevo got his name?
Nah, you have to enlighten me on that.
A&M beat them 13-0, and then branded the cow 13-0, and Texas rebranded it, turned it into Bevo. That's a dead honest truth. Ask Doug Jones. He'll tell you the truth. That is the dead honest truth.
I've heard that. I've heard that before. Yeah, I've heard that before.
So we'll go back to this real quick. Auburn, Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, Vandy. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Vandy and Tennessee play last game of the year. So that's why I've got that. And then the top really hasn't changed much. OU, Texas, Ole Miss, Georgia, Alabama, and A&M. A&M just looked – I think what A&M's done going 3 games in a row on the road, I mean, yeah, they struggled with Arkansas a little bit. Rivalry game. Arkansas is a really good offense. But dominating LSU and Missouri back-to-back on the road. I think they've made a solid claim that they're the team to mess. Plus, they're the only undefeated. Well, they're undefeated, but them and Bama are undefeated in conference play. We're going to have a shakeup this week, though, with OU, Bama, Texas, Georgia. So we'll have a little bit of movement next week no matter what. So we're going to see what happens. But that's the way I see the SEC right now. You know, there's a high potential. If Bama beats OU, Bama probably re-jumps A&M for the number 1 spot. You know, because we got South Carolina. We should dismantle South Carolina. Of course, we should have dismantled South Carolina last year, too, and that didn't happen. So.
Did South Carolina and Arkansas, did they play this year?
That's a good question. I don't know if they – I don't think so.
Normally they play early, but I can't even remember them playing early this season.
I'm only asking because I think that I would probably put South Carolina probably at 16 and Arkansas probably ahead of them.
See, I can't, though. I can't do that because South Carolina has a conference win. Arkansas doesn't.
Oh, Arkansas does it. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you're right about that.
Y'all know what's crazy about Arkansas though? Is that I keep hearing, man, if they're like 8 points away from being like 9 or whatever their schedule is, a winning team. They're like 8 points away from being a winning team. Before
the Georgia game, Mississippi State was, what was it? I think Mississippi State was like 1 score in every game from being 7-1.
Yeah.
The only game that wasn't close was the A&M game, and it was in the second half. But Arkansas is the same way.
Yeah.
The only game Arkansas really got blown out, was Notre Dame, which was the game that they pretty much quit in.
Then I just think when you look at those top SEC, you think about just over the years you got Alabama, of course, and Texas in that top 6. You got Oklahoma, but now you got A&M, you got Ole Miss. You got teams that people really not used to seeing the top of the SEC. So for me, I think that's what the talk is. You know, everybody asks why is this SEC so strong of a comment? I mean, strong of a conference, but some of our comments I've been reading that the SEC is not that tough. I mean, they playing the toughest teams within the conference and each other as we looking at it. You know, this weekend you got out of those 6, 2 games, top 6 games, in the SEC. So that proves a point itself. And when we act if there's going to be a 3-loss team from the SEC or a 3-loss team from the Big Ten, I think the SEC would be the team that get one in over a 3-loss Big Ten team. You know, the way the Big Ten is going, a 2-loss team, they'll question that. After a 2-loss team possibly gets in. So SEC is tough this year. I think Texas has a lot to prove in this late season push. I think Texas A&M is trying to, the top of the mountain, trying to topple some things. So Alabama is not just trying to stay afloat, but prove a lot as well to people that we still Alabama. Outside of that, that's just my thoughts on this SEC. I definitely love the conference and what it brings to college football as well.
Yeah, I rock with the rankings, man. I think every week your rankings been point on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like it too, especially since he's got Texas in his top 5. I gotta like that.
Hey,
I remember
gotta earn
at
it.
one time there was like 10 or 11.
They were. They
Yeah.
were. They were playing. They had just lost to Florida, though. What do you expect?
Yeah. I agree with you.
And then they, they've been climbing since then. They're at 5. Beat Georgia, you'll move up.
I'm gonna put this out there. I know we're not talking SEC, but Post, I know you be staying low on your ND guys, man, down there in South Bend, but y'all was in the national championship game, correct, last year? Y'all went on, I think, about a 10-game win streak. People still thought y'all wasn't even gonna win the first game, let alone advancing to the national championship. I'm here to say, put some respect on the Fighting Irish. They're in the process of doing the same thing. They runners up for the national championship last year against the university that everybody talked about, some Buckeyes, national championship. So I think when you talk about Notre Dame football, I have them actually ranked number 5 right now in my playoff rank. I think they're a team to watch. They could possibly make a run. Texas could make a run. Ohio State could make a run. A&M could make a run. I think we are in for a great weekend of chaos, as we always call it. SEC Shine, I know you ready for it. So, I mean, it's just, I had to get that out there, man. They not putting enough respect on it. And then, like I said about Texas, man, I think they're going to do something that nobody see coming and get this back 9 like Tigers and put that green jacket on. But they're going to be putting on a trophy, and it's going to be held high. And I'm talking SEC. I know you don't want it, but I'm going to give it to y'all. I think
Let me say this real quick about Texas. If Texas beats Georgia, Arkansas, and Texas A&M, and they win, they get into the SEC title game and win, that team is going to be a difficult out for everybody because the momentum, the confidence they're going to build. Bro, Rob, I know you want your team to make the playoffs. I think it'd be good for the playoffs if Texas made it, but man, if y'all came in rolling like that,
Oh yeah.
it's going to be crazy.
That's what I'm hoping.
I still think all Texas schools could get in this playoff too. A&M, Texas, I think they all can get in this playoff.
North Texas still got a shot too.
Oh yeah.
North. Who said that? SMU can't like some luck of the
SMU's got a shot too.
Yeah, that'll be.
There's a scenario there's a scenario where I think it's Texas loses to Georgia, wins their next two, and then I think if at that point, if give me a second, it's running through my mind right now. I ran it earlier. So Texas beats Georgia or loses to Georgia.
He's saying Texas too much.
No, Texas wins out. Texas wins out. Bama loses to Oklahoma and Auburn. You'll have Texas and Texas A&M in the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
After they just played the week before.
Yeah.
That's the game I just wouldn't want to play. What's the point?
Exactly. Right.
I mean, even though it's
yeah.
A&M in Texas and I hate them and they hate us, I not 2 weeks in a row. Plus,
Not 2 weeks
who's
in a
going to
row.
watch that game 2 weeks in a row?
Right. Right.
And why are we going to have to travel to Atlanta? Can't we just move it to Dallas for the year?
Yeah, in that instance, right? Yeah, that is
Right. I mean, so that's just my thing. Texas, big problem. I'm going to tell you right now, Texas, Georgia, not going to give a full breakdown on it. Whoever wins the rushing battle wins that game. If Texas can't run the ball, y'all will lose, and you will lose bad.
Yeah, that's probably a fact. It's probably a fact. Let me ask you this last question, then we can go ahead and wrap it up. We're looking at possibly 3 teams from the SEC who could possibly have 3 losses when this thing is over, said and done with, and possibly 3 teams from the Big Ten who could possibly have something to say about getting in the college football playoffs. You can have OU probably with 3 losses, Texas probably with 3 losses, Vanderbilt probably with 3 losses, USC, Michigan, Iowa. Which combination of 3 would you think would be having a better chance of getting into the college football playoffs? Those 3 SEC teams, or with 3 losses, or those 3 Big Ten teams with 3 losses?
Rob, I'm listen, bro. I think the only team that has a shot at making the playoffs out of all 6 of those teams with 3 losses is Texas. That's just my opinion. I don't think any of those teams get in with 3 outside of Texas.
I
Texas.
say USC would have a tough talk with that, pending, but Texas the only. I mean, it just really depends. If they lose to Oregon, but that Big Ten is so clogged up, and the Iowa. I like USC over those teams because they did put a whooping on Michigan. Of course, I like the Texas team, so I'm gonna say Texas and USC, just those 2 teams, and then I'm gonna throw Oklahoma in there.
USC would be the only one from the Big Ten I can see with 3 losses. Texas, I could make a claim for with 3 losses. Oklahoma, you could make a claim for with 3 losses. The one that hinges it is Vandy. Because Vandy only has 2 losses, and they can win out. And then it eliminates the need for that extra third, because they're behind Texas and Oklahoma in the committee's rankings. But if Texas and Oklahoma lose, even winning out, and Vandy wins out, Vandy's only got 2 losses. They're going in before Texas and Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be fun to see Vandy in the playoffs. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, you got a QB. At the end of the day, if you're in the playoff and you got a quarterback and you have a defense that could at least put up a fight, you have a chance.
So if I told you a first round matchup, tell me how many of you would tune in for crazy on this. First round playoff game, Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt.
John, I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I was just about to say.
I'm watching the hell out of that. Haynes King and Diego Pavia.
Rob, you're not watching that game? Wow.
Because he's going to be crying because Texas is out.
I'm going to go cut my grass.
He's going because
not in the wintertime, you not.
I would watch the hell out of it post game in a heartbeat.
That might be about
oh yeah.
100 rushing yards from both of them, especially epic battle in that type of playoff game. I mean, the atmosphere is crazy. Like Hayes King is he's. I mean, I know I've said he's him or him of certain players and so many at different times, but he's one of those guys that you could put him on it because Hank he's been doing it for years, and you know he's still running his Georgia Tech team and leading them in the ways that he's doing. And quite frankly, it's been a season for him. And we all know what that type has been like, what he's dealt with, but incredible.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 things, and then we can shut her down if y'all are good. Let me go through my quick. It's Tuesday night, so we got to give the shout out to the degenerate gamblers. Akron is up on Kent State 17-14, and Ohio is up on Western Michigan 7-3. And then I'm gonna end. I'll close with the Twitter or X comment of the weekend. We played Missouri, and some dude from Missouri posted a picture, said, "I'm talking with my wife at a place you boys from Texas can't afford." And he sent this picture of this fancy little restaurant. One of the Texas A&M boosters clapped back and said, "Having Missouri money is like being Mississippi smart."
I thought
Man, he was quick on his feet, wasn't he?
Dude, my wife like almost fell off the couch. I was dying.
Mississippi smart.
Mississippi smart. Do y'all know if Parlay Po and FanDuel Zay are going to be able to do their Parlay Po with the bread? FanDuel Zay covers the spread tomorrow.
I haven't heard anything.
I'm gonna check with him. I know Poe got a lot going on. I should.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
If I got to jump on, and prayers out to Parlay Poe. You know, the family just in general, man. Better health, wealth as well. The post game, I know I heard. You know, he's dealing with some SEC shine as well, man. Just for all of his guys, man. Like I said, we just being able to do what we do. I took a break the other day, Sunday. It was just tough getting back on after, you know, how Saturday went. I was still, you know, going through the motions of some things that I've dealt with in the past, you know, when it comes to that and losing someone. So, you know, I just tuned into the show. But outside of that, man, just appreciate everyone and how we text, chat, you know, and I think it's something that, you know, we said, check on your people. You know, I just think that's a big thing. And I've been doing that myself. Tapping in with as many people as I can as I'm remembering by the day, because I think it's important as we grow, because you just never know. So check on your people and just appreciate everyone always doing what we do together. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with Poe, but y'all let him know if he needs somebody can get him. I'll do what I can for him. But if he needs something, I'm here. So I mean, I don't want to get into nobody's business, but if he needs somebody, somebody send him my way. We'll take care of him. Other than that, I won't be able to join tomorrow if they do it. I can't. I would normally try to jump in for Zay, but I got something going on tomorrow, so I'm gonna take tomorrow, and then I'll be back Thursday, and then Friday we run in our next part of our NASCAR chat.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Parlay Po. And if you watching, if you whether it's live or you watching the replay, man, go ahead and hit that like button for us. It helps us out tremendously. Gets this dope content out to more people. The like button on YouTube is like gold and it's free. Hit that like button for us.
All of them scrolling down here at the bottom. Go hit all of them. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. We don't ask for no money or nothing from just like I said last night. You hit that like, subscribe button, makes people look like we might actually know something about what we're talking about.
Facts. All right, y'all. Well, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's evening, man, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. If not, we'll definitely be back on Thursday at 7:45, and then on Friday, of course, again with our man SEC Sean and Doug, and then again on Saturday morning. So continue to hit that notification bell. So that way, whenever we're going to go live, you can get the notification. You can tune in, watch us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to all those channels scrolling across the bottom, because we're trying to do some big things here with all of our channels. So make sure you support us. And we thank you so very much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
There